This past Saturday, it was do or die for the Towson University Tiger men's lacrosse team. Did they do or did they die? The Tiger Lacrosse Report starts now.
For an athlete, there's nothing scarier than a torn ACL.
Athletes trust us with their care and their careers because we're a recognized leader in sports medicine.
Get back to your active life sooner with MedStar Sports Medicine.
Wise Market's ice cream plant is based in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and locally owned and operated. We've been making our ice cream for nearly 50 years. We create roughly 70 flavors of ice cream right now. We use local ingredients, especially our cream, which is from our milk plant. The cream is what gives our ice cream a rich and creamy texture. Now, together with our customers, we've created a product called Peanut Butter Indulgence, which will be coming out this summer. It's a peanut butter ice cream with sea salt caramel swirl, chocolate-covered pretzel. How could you go wrong with that? Personally, I love our ice cream. If you come to our house at any given time, you'll find at least 5 packets of ice cream in our freezer. Our kids grew up eating Wise quality ice cream, and now we get to treat our grandchildren to it. It's been a pleasure for me to be tasting ice cream for over 40 years for Wise Markets, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Welcome, fans, to another edition of the Tiger Lacrosse Report. I'm your host, Spiro Morekas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Shawn Nadelen. And Coach, Saturday morning, the Tigers took on the Stags of Fairfield, and for both teams, it was win and continue or lose and go home. And luckily for the Tigers, or happily for the Tigers, it was continue as you beat the Fairfield Stags by a score of 8-7. But in this ball game, you guys scored 3 goals in the first 8.5 minutes of the game. And a lot of times when you have a team like Fairfield that has struggled all year, if you get them down early, they may just say, you know, this just isn't our day and kind of pack it in. The Stags didn't do that.
No, and I would have been very surprised if they did, knowing that they still had an opportunity to advance. You know, it's one situation where if they had already known they were knocked out of the conference tournament, you know, the game didn't really have any meaning to them besides, you know, playing for pride. Maybe that would have been the case, but, you know, Coach Copeland does a great job with those guys, you know, regardless of circumstance. So not surprised, obviously, that they, you know, were able to come out of the timeout that they took at that time and really kind of ramp it up. We helped them in that capacity with some careless turnovers and poor mistakes and decisions on our own part. So, you know, them taking advantage of our mistakes was part of their comeback.
You lead 3-0, then they go on a 5-goal run to take a 5-3 lead. You guys scored late in the first half to cut it to 5-4. Was that an important goal? I mean, did that goal really help you going into the halftime? Every
goal in a one-goal game is important. It did. I think it just kind of allowed us.
Just from a mental standpoint.
No doubt. Yeah, and that's where, you know, you're dead on with that. I feel like, you know, we had to take a timeout there late in the or midway through the second quarter just to kind of get our minds right and get back into it. So the goal definitely helped. It helped kind of understand that, like, all right, you know, we're not out of this. You know, we're within a goal. You know, we just gotta get back to being ourselves. We got a little out of sorts and away from our game plan, away from what we like to do, and just get back on track and move forward.
In the first quarter, you outshot them by a big number, but then in the second quarter, you guys didn't take a shot till there was like 1:50 left in the quarter. I know that Fairfield had the ball, but you were winning faceoffs. The turnovers continue this year to really be a detriment to this team.
They are, you know, and it's it was fortunate, but scary at the same time to think that committing 20 turnovers in a game and still winning, is something that, we could do. So that's I guess, a good thing, being that we were able to win committing 20 turnovers, but we know that cannot continue to happen. And especially in that second quarter, as I said before, that was what really allowed them to chip away at our 3-goal lead. Very uncharacteristic of, not uncharacteristic, but, just careless turnovers, things that we can control, whether it be, getting the ball into the box off the wings of the face-off, simply transferring the ball from a face-off guy to an attackman, clearing the ball. There's a lot of mistakes, a lot of just simple plays that need to happen, and it's the fundamentals that we continue to preach.
All right, on to happier things. Second half, nip and tuck the whole way. Then late in the game, a kid who has only played in 4 games all year, Luke Frommert. First, he has a great assist for Jean-Luc Chetner. Then he scores on an assist from Jean-Luc Chetner, the game winner. Talk about him and his progression from being, basically a scout team type of a guy to now getting significant playing time and having being involved in a couple of the biggest plays of the year for you.
Yeah, it just goes to emphasize the importance of a team, every member on the team doing their part, regardless of their role. You could be a scout team guy and, or the 3rd string or 4th string goalie, but in practice, even though you might know you're not playing on game day, in practice, you have to give your all to the team. And in that, you should be improving in that process too, by competing against each other and competing against yourself to get better. Luke's a guy that continued to do that. In the fall, he kind of struggled with kind of our tempo of things and understanding how hard he needed to work in every rep. But again, he progressed. He got better. Opportunities arose where we felt like we could insert him into the lineup and see what he can do. He's a confident kid. He, at times is one of those kids. It's just like, you're watching him do something and he's pretty creative, and you're like, is this going to work out? And then all of a sudden it does, or maybe it doesn't. But at least he's got that confidence to, try to do some good things and positive things and not be too selfish at times. But he threw that ball to Chetner. I asked JL after the game, did you expect it? He's like, no. He's like, I thought I was covered. I was like, you were covered, but they didn't realize it and checked down, and he just one-timed it in. And then obviously Luke made a terrific play off the feed from JL at the end of the game, and he's shown the ability to do that in practice.
It was senior day, and I know that's always bittersweet for coaches. You're happy that these guys have moved on, are going to graduate and continue their life after college. But what has to make you a little happy is that you didn't have many seniors. So this team is coming back, and this is a team that has gained valuable experience this year.
Yeah, we played a lot of guys in different capacities. We do have obviously some seniors that are pretty impactful, and even the ones that don't get on the field and play, Adam Cherubelli, who's a captain for us, and Brett Hall, who's a defenseman, and Josh Miller, who's played and not played for us. Those guys, their presence in practice, their communication to the team and to the guys in the locker room has definitely had a huge impact. So this senior class, though it may be, it's probably about average size, in numbers as far as graduating, and varies in regards to on the field, game day, and playing or not playing. These guys have had a really strong impact in our program, and it's up to and on obviously the guys that come back next year to carry that forward. And
they're one of the winningest classes in the history of Towson lacrosse.
Yeah.
So they've been involved in been involved in a lot of victories. So the Tigers season will continue. Tune in later this week when Coach Nadelen and I will talk about the Tigers semifinal CAA tournament matchup with the Blue Hens of Delaware. So for the head coach of the Tigers, Shawn Nadelen, I'm Spiro Morekas. Thanks for watching another edition of the Tiger Lacrosse Report, and as always, go Tigers.